The passengers on Flight 782 never imagined the drama that would unfold mid-air. A young black woman, quietly seated in first class, was met with hostility from a flight attendant who assumed she didn't belong. What began as cold stares escalated into something no one expected, an open slap across her face for simply asking a question. Gasps filled the cabin, but seconds later the cabin fell deathly silent when the man behind her stood up, tall, furious, and instantly recognizable. He wasn't just any passenger, he was her father and the owner of the airline. What followed? A lesson in karma. 24-year-old Naomi Carter was no stranger to luxury, but she never let money define her, despite being the daughter of media-shy. Billionaire Malcolm Carter, the man behind one of America's largest airline empires, Naomi preferred to fly unnoticed, unassuming in her style and demeanor. On this day, she traveled alone from New York to San Francisco to speak at a tech summit she helped organize for underrepresented young entrepreneurs. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. For more powerful stories like this, she wore a simple black hoodie and jeans, carrying only a backpack and a book. Her seat was 2A first class, booked under her assistant's name as always, to keep things discreet. Flight attendant Lisa, known for her strict demeanor and sharp tongue, had already formed her assumptions. When she spotted Naomi settling into 2A, she immediately questioned her presence. "Miss, I think you're in the wrong seat. Economy is that way," she said with a clipped voice. Naomi remained calm. "No, this is my assigned seat. Here's the ticket." But Lisa didn't even glance. "I'm going to have to ask you to move before we take off." Naomi tried again, more firmly this time. "This is my seat. Please check the manifest." A nearby passenger began filming, sensing something wasn't right. Naomi didn't shout, didn't argue. She remained composed, but Lisa's face twisted with irritation. She grabbed Naomi's boarding pass, then muttered, "Must have been some glitch. I'll be watching you." Her tone dripped with contempt. 30 minutes. Into the flight, Naomi politely pressed the service button. Her water hadn't been served, and others around her had been attended to. Lisa approached with a scowl. "Do you think you're the only one on this plane?" she snapped. Naomi responded, "I was just wondering if I could get some water, please." That's when it happened. Lisa leaned in, muttered, "Entitled little girl," and slapped Naomi across the face. Gasps erupted from all around. Naomi froze in shock, but before she could react, a deep voice from behind her said, "What the hell did you just do to my daughter?" Everyone turned. Standing in 3A, just one row behind, was Malcolm Carter, towering, calm, and unmistakably powerful. The CEO, the founder, the billionaire. Lisa paled instantly, her mouth open. "Sir, I didn't know." He raised a hand to silence her. "Exactly. You didn't know. Because if you had, you'd have smiled and bowed like you do for every man in a suit. But my daughter? You humiliated her because of her skin color and how she dressed." A flight supervisor rushed over, panic in his eyes. "Mr. Carter, don't. I want every word of what happened here documented. I own this airline. This woman no longer works for me," he said, pointing to Lisa. The cameras were already rolling as the flight continued. The rest of the crew treated Naomi with the respect she deserved, but the damage was done. When they landed, Lisa was escorted off the plane by airport security, facing termination and pending legal charges. The video went viral within hours. Millions watched as one of the country's most powerful men stood up, not just for his daughter, but also for dignity, justice, and the many passengers who had experienced similar discrimination but were too powerless to fight back. Malcolm released a public statement the next day. No one, no matter their job, wealth, or appearance, deserves to be treated as less than human. Naomi's story inspired thousands of young people of color, especially women, to speak out. She turned the moment into a global conversation, launching the Wings of Respect initiative and pushing for mandatory anti-discrimination training in the airline industry and beyond. Once known for his silence, her father became a voice in the movement, standing by her in press conferences and online platforms. The story reminded the world that prejudice doesn't live in policies. It breathes in everyday encounters. And when power meets purpose, justice takes flight. If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.